Being raised in a Christian environment and with Christian beliefs, I was taught that astral projection is opening our spirits to the demonic world. That is why we experience evil entities and possible demonic possession when we open up our spirits to them. Is this true? If not, why? The answer to your question is yes and no. Astral projection alone does not open us up to demon possession or demonic spirits. However, astral projecting in a low vibratory state of mind can and often does attract entities. Sometimes those what you call possessions, which are really attachments, and I'll explain the difference. A lot of times those attachments are not what you call demons. Sometimes they are people who actually lived on the earth plane who are stuck, and they are attaching themselves to feed off of the energy of people who are still on earth. You also have entities or parasites that are fragments of our former astral bodies, because when we pass away, the first line of decay, of course, is the physical body, but the astral body also decomposes as well. So many times what happens when we go into the astral realm and we start to lose the astral body composition, certain parts of that composition maintains consciousness. And if that consciousness is of a negative state, it then sort of creates a life of its own, and therefore in order for it to survive, it has to have a host. So many times it tries to attach itself to like-minded people so that it can survive. It's almost as if the survival instinct is programmed in every single fiber, cell, light filament of our entire being. And then on the other hand, more in line with the question that the person asked me, there are negative forces who cannot gain access to the high realms that are stuck in the lower dimension. You call these entities demons. I don't really like using those terms because I'm not a religious person. I look at it more from a spiritual point of view. But these negative entities are very powerful. And again, the same concept that I had just explained, these entities attach themselves not only to humans but other life forms, but you have to be of or within their frequency or vibration for them to attach themselves. Someone who is very loving, caring, and compassionate, and who is not consumed with negativity, these entities cannot perceive them, so therefore they cannot attach themselves to such entities because they will be on a different vibration. Many of us are not really clear or understand the basic metaphysics of how the universe is governed. Just like right now, we all can perceive one another because you have different levels of consciousness that can incarnate and share this internet-like 3D experience. We can perceive one another, but then there's infinite amounts of interaction that's going on around us that we cannot perceive because we are not within or locked in those frequencies or sharing those frequencies. We can't perceive them unless we do something in terms of astral projecting. All it is shifting your consciousness beyond this channel, so to speak, and you're broadcasting from a different level. Universal properties, none of us can escape them. So if you are a negative thinking or a person of a low vibration and you have an astral projection experience, yes, those entities that are in the lower dimension can see you because you're sharing their frequency. You can have a break in your auric field, and this is how they attach themselves. If you are of a negative energy and they perceive you, they're going to be drawn to you. And if you have a crack in your aura, they can psychically attach themselves to that crack and then influence you and your behavior, which many of us think is a possession, but it's really an attachment. I cannot stress this enough. They will only be able to perceive or resonate with those who share their frequency. Please get out of the mindset that astral projection alone is something that can attract these things. It's astral projecting in a certain low vibrational state of mind. I want to say one more thing before I conclude this video. I always tell people to be careful when you astral project. Be sure that your state of mind is clear, that you are not someone who's harboring hatred, greed, or in a lustful state of mind. If you're someone who is a manipulating type of energy, do not astral project, because you are opening yourself up to some things that really isn't pleasant, but in a strange way it really is magnetizing maybe 1,000 times more of what you actually are. So astral projection really is a mirror of all of us to begin with. But if you do not want your inner light or darkness, if you can't handle an entity or entities attracting themselves to you and basically remanifesting who and what you really are on the inside 1,000 folds over, do not touch or come near astral projection.